Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dowell, and I'm going to talk to you about force compliance and force coercion. All right, listen to me. Force compliance, force coercion. You're probably asking, what should I do? I was actually looking around to see if I could find something to do an introduction like Pastor Joe Fox does. But anyway, all right, on a serious note, force compliance, force coercion. We all have something that we really, truly, sincerely need to be thinking about on a daily basis, and I want you to listen to me very closely. We all know that the healthcare system is rigged. There's no such thing as health care. It's a misnomer. It's an oxymoron. It's one of those stupid statements and stuff that makes you think that someone who is practicing is going to actually provide health for you. True health care, if we can use it in its purest form, is when you yourself personally take responsibility for what you put into this more than your car. And you care for yourself. You can't continue to keep putting sugars, starches, and overloading yourself with high fructose corn syrup, GMO modified foods, and expect to stay in optimum health. You have to understand, your body, your flesh, it craves and it loves sugar, and the world knows it. Well, force compliance. Check this out. Over and over and over again. And you're going to be the ones to determine where you're going to draw the line. Because we're entering into an age where they tell you you have liberty and freedom to choose. But then they tell you what to choose, and if you don't choose what they tell you to choose, then there's consequences. I.e., for instance, if you work in the healthcare system, if you want to call it that, all right, they'll tell you, or let's say the hospitals, you have to take this mandatory flu shot, and if you don't take this mandatory flu shot, you will lose your job. They just got finished trampling on your constitutional freedoms and stuff. And you have been forced to comply. Now, fear is a great motivator for the government. And all this is hidden in the pork of the Obamacare bill. You know, they let you know how much they care about you. They want to shoot you up with snake venom and monkey pulse. And they want to try to give you something that's going to allegedly protect you from a flu that constantly mutates every single year, over and over again. In other words, you're voluntarily putting pork and poisons in your body. Voluntarily. You don't know what's in those needles when they shooting you up with. But I can promise you this. From everything that I know about government, it is not in their best interest to make you healthy. They help you manage a disease. It's not in their best interest to eradicate diseases. Why you think they always shutting down natural and holistic companies? Why you think they always chase them down to the edge of the earth with guns? I mean, they're really to eradicate and kill all these because they don't want the competition. They want you totally dependent on the system, on the beast. That's what they want. And most people don't even think about this. You know, you think about it. Well, it's something I just got to do. See, they are dependent on the population staying dumb, dormant, docile, and demoralized. Really. And not use any self-autonomy whatsoever at all to try to determine if what they're offering you is in your best interest. And mind you, what they're offering you comes with a twist. You know, a twist of your arm behind your back. And most people, they could care less what's in the vaccine because they're caring about their bottom line or their job. You mean to tell me that they can tell you that there's something you have to do, and if you don't do it, then they're going to fire you, and that's motivation for you to go ahead and acquiesce to what they say? Ooh-wee. I probably should have used the word capitulate. You mean to tell me that that's enough motivation for you to comply with what they say? And then the truth is, guess what? You don't have what you call civil liberties and civil freedoms. You're in a tyrannical communist system. That's what you're in. And that's the type of country that we're here in America. I can tell you right now, I haven't received a vaccine shot ever since I got out of the Army. And when you in the military, you don't have no rights. You are a federal citizen, and you will do exactly what they say, period. And so when they stand you in line with like a bunch of guinea pigs, and they shoot you up with snake venom, monkey pus, lizard serum, and everything else, you just better say, yes, drill sergeant. Or you better just go on down there. I remember as a staff sergeant, I used to have to march the company for mandatory shots, flu shots, and it was no such thing as you will be denied. See, when you go up under that banner and become a federal citizen, you will do what they say. But however, those of us who are in the civilian sector out here, we so-called have liberties and freedoms in our country. Right here, they are still using the forced compliance. Now check this out. If you work in a healthcare system or a hospital and they bring some bull crap up like this, all you have to do is all the workers get together. You may have to form a secret meeting one weekend or have 2 or 3 of them. And if they try to force all of you to comply with their government mandate, every single one of you determine you're not going to do it. And I promise you, they will back off. They're not going to shut that hospital down because they ain't going to have nobody to work the hospital to take care of all them sick folks who have actually complied with what the government says. And you know what's other amazing? I remember years ago I was talking to a pharmacist, and I saw him talking to a lady about the flu shot, and what he was doing was his job was telling him, yeah, you need to go ahead and get the flu shot and stuff. So I pulled him over to the side, and because I know him personally, and I asked him, I said, hey, when was the last time you had a flu shot? He said, man, are you crazy? I ain't had no flu shot in 17 years. I said, isn't that something? But yet you're going to tell these people get that flu shot, right? He said, hey, got a job to do. So my question to you is, for the king's morsels and for the crumbs that fall at his table, are we going to continually keep putting people who are ignorant and who depend on our knowledge and our wisdom to protect them? Are we going to continue to keep complying for a paycheck, a song, and a dance? When are the warriors are going to rise up and say enough is enough and really truly start informing the people and telling the people the cold, hard truth? And that is what the truth is. I promise you. Don't you think for 1 minute that truth is easy to accept. It's not. The lie is easy to accept. That's what you need to understand. The lie is easy. It has the least path of resistance. But truth, listen. I'm going to tell you flat out, when you hear the truth and you have been walking in a lie for so long, you know what that truth going to do? It's going to piss you off. I'm telling you. That's just a straight up truth. And that's the truth straight away. So what are you going to do? Are you going to, because it's all a prelude to something else. They're getting ready to chip a lot of people who have passive resistance. Yeah, people are very passive, very docile. And if the government said, well, we got to do it, the government said, we got to do it. Oh, boy. How the mind-numbing and the dismal ignorance of this wicked generation is just, you know what? I understand that people have the right to be dumb on purpose. And you do. You do. But I'm telling you, this epidemic of stupidity is going to be the downfall of us all. Ignorant people are literally a cancer to our society.